forward in the future, it's because of tonight. But go ahead.
I think, Matt, we're gonna have like one of the bizarre fan reactions to Oscar's performance, where there's gonna be like disappointment that he didn't get 30, and it's gonna get overlooked how great getting 28 is. Like I think you tweeted out that in your lifetime, this is the first time anybody's gotten over like 25.
Well, I say, okay,
like,
that tells me, by the way,
your lifetime, that means it's a long time.
Now, first of all, that tells me that you didn't listen to the first segment, because I didn't just tweet it out. I said it in the first segment, which tells me you didn't hear the first segment, which means I'm not registering your vote on whether or not it was distorted.
Typical lib move to suppress the voting class.
My man, Zach.
Get him out. Get him out. I appreciate the call. Now, that was funny. I will give you credit. That's funny. Since you brought up lib, I do have to say this. I'm very disappointed that we had fans booing the governor tonight. I wish it were the case that we didn't boo politicians, period. I think it's a poor act. When the president or the governor comes in an official capacity, if it's a campaign event, it's different. But in official capacity, I wish people didn't boo. I was where Trump was. I didn't boo. I mean, you don't boo, I think. But with that said, I know that's how America is now, and it is what it is. But in that circumstance, where he's coming on the floor, and everybody knows, if you're in that arena, you know he's coming on the floor to talk about the tornado. You know that. To boo him is disgraceful. It is. It's disgraceful. I'd say the same thing if it was Matt Bevin. That is disgraceful after what we've had, the way this state unified and rallied around that tornado across political beliefs. I talked to the judge executive down there in Graves County, who's a huge Republican, and I talked about how proud I was of him. And Jamie Comer walking with Biden and Bashir. That's the best of what America's supposed to be like. And those idiots that booed tonight, and I don't think it was as many as people act like. The problem with booing is a few people can do it and it sounds really loud. I know it was more than a handful. That's shameful. And you guys, that's embarrassing. You're better than that, because that's not what tonight was about. I'll shut up about it, but that really bothered me. The first tweet I saw suggested it was only a handful of people, and I was happy. And then others seemed to suggest maybe it was more. Who's next, Bill?
Matt, the color commentator was Chris Spatola, and he's retweeted your tweet talking about the play.
Oh, has he really? You think, is he mad about that?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, maybe he's just playing into it now.
Chris Spatola. I think I know that guy. I actually think I might have done a show with him. Let me see about that. Chris Spatola. All right, well, I'm going to look it up while you go. Who's next?
We got another Zach on the line.
Zach, how are you, Zach?
Hey, Matt. I have two things. One about the game. I was at the game. And the other one is about something in the morning show, if that's okay. Just kind of off topic. But
yes.
I was the banana guy. I was the guy that wearing the banana suit. And
yes.
I got there at 3 o'clock. I knew that I was going to be excited whether we played Louisville, Western, Bellarmine. I was going to be there early. And I just want to say it was a great time. And those guys looked like were having a lot of fun. And that is what I was wanting to see.
It does seem like this team really likes each other.
This guy.
It does seem like this team really likes each other, don't you think? I mean, you were there. Don't you feel like they seem like they're very close to each other?
Oh yeah, Oscar. There was a guy behind me that was.
People he knows. I was trying to have a conversation with him, but 859-280-2287. One person writes and tells me they were sitting to where they could hear Rick Stansberry and Calipari, and that the conversation was positive. Cal apologized for some of the late shots. Rick told him, don't worry about it at all, and then talked to him about something else. So, good. I'm glad to hear that, because it seemed like that it was positive. Let's do two more, and we'll take a break. Who's up next?
Jeff.
Jeff, was the sound good or bad in the first segment?
It wasn't great.
Okay, that's a vote for bad. That's a vote for bad.
You're
All right, go.
You're the only statewide radio show that has these issues, but what
I have
I'm happy
everywhere.
about,
We have consistently more issues. If there was a graph of listeners to issues, the inverse, we would be the worst in the country for it. I don't think, but it's not Billy's fault. It's an equipment fault. It's just Billy gets stubborn. I was not even, if you remember, Billy, I blamed myself. I didn't even blame you. And nevertheless, you still would argue with me. Do you notice that, Billy?
You're saying that you did not blame me for that first segment?
No, I blame me. I blame me. I said I had the volume too loud. Did you not hear me say that?
Yes, I did hear you say that, Matt.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, sir. Finish your call.
yes. So I've got two things. First thing is I love the 7-man rotation that is getting started here. I think that Toppin will eventually take Brooks' spot and have to supplement Ware a little bit. I'm really, really happy with the 4 guards, obviously Sheboy. And then my second thing is another thing from the morning show, socks way over chairs, man.
All right, I'm not getting into socks and chairs now. That's a morning show topic, but the answer is chairs. But I appreciate the call. I do want to say that I agree with you about Toppin. Now, I always say it's overrated who starts. Does it matter if Toppin starts? Does it matter if Brooks starts? No. But I will say this. I think the team might be better with Toppin. The reason is Toppin can make up for the 4 position is the position in basketball today where teams exploit. Some teams do it by going small. Some teams do it by going big. And that's why in the NBA, the most valuable resources are 4 who can guard small but play big. Or play small guard big. Toppin can do that. He's not a great shooter, but he can guard taller and smaller than him. I think we're going to end up better. If Grady is making threes and Ty and Wheeler are effective, you don't need Brooks shooting. As a matter of fact, I don't even think you want Brooks shooting in that scenario. At which point, I'd rather have Toppin. The one thing Brooks does better than Toppin is shoot. But I want these other dudes to shoot. In my opinion, if I'm being honest, Brooks is my 5th option on offense. My first option is Grady for 3. My second option is Oscar. My third option is Ty. Then Wheeler, if he can beat somebody off the dribble. And to me, Brooks is 5th out of those starters. So if he's going to be 5th, let's play Toppin. I'm kind of with you. Who's next?
TJ,
what's up, TJ?
Hey, what's up, guys? Real quick, Dante Allen not playing. Look, I play sports, you play sports. Tell the coach you're not going in. Doesn't matter if it's with the first group, second group, or the walk-on. He ain't gonna put you in when he wants to.
That's true.
Get over it, man. Real quick, Fulkerson reminds me of Grayson Allen. Fulkerson from Tennessee, I literally cannot stand him. And I cannot wait for Oscar Sheboy. Oscar Sheboy is gonna hold him down low. And with the teams not playing games, how is that going to affect on Selection Sunday?
It's going to be tough. I appreciate the call. I think it's going to be hard. They're going to be, teams are going to have maybe not wide, but there'll be discrepancies in the number of games. I think what it means is, I think this is why Calipari's smart about scheduling games. You got to play as many as you can because you don't know what next week's going to be. So I think when Kentucky doesn't play a game, they will immediately try to play another one just for the reason you're saying. Let's look at the next few games. Let's assume they beat Missouri at home. I'm going to assume they beat Tufts. Then they're going to go to LSU. That's a very hard game. That might be the hardest game in the conference, to be honest. LSU's undefeated. They beat Lipscomb by 35 today. Lipscomb's decent. But if they could somehow win that game, then all of a sudden they're sitting there going, oh, wait a minute, why couldn't we get a 1 or 2 seed? At which point it'll become very important to fill all these games up and play somebody. So this team's going to be good when they beat LSU or not. But if they beat LSU on the road, I could see this strategy being, oh, wait a minute, this isn't just about Lawrence. This is about trying to go get a 1 seed or a 2 seed. So I think we'll see Kentucky. I think that's why Cal said that they're going to be very aggressive. Because we're going to miss games. There are going to be games that are missed. I think the SEC will change their policy so the teams don't have to forfeit. I think the policies it is will change. But I do think that they are going to have to fix the game because they're going to be game winners. 859-280-2287. Take a break. Be right back. It's the local Toyota dealers, KSR Post Game.
Wouldn't you love to have all your favorite holiday songs about impaired driving in one place? Well, now you can with the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over Holiday Collection. Here's what you get. It's beginning to look a lot like jail time. DUI won't be home for Christmas. There's no place like jail for the holidays. Check the halls, but don't wreck your car. The 12 days of jail time. Joy to the world. You plan to ride. And many more. Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over. A message from the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a